Hey there, Shaz. So in this video, I'm going to show you step by step on how you can get approved to become an Amazon seller. Now, I will be showing you how you can open an account without a business entity. So you don't need an LLC to open an Amazon seller account. On top of that, you don't need any money. And I'm going to go ahead and show you both options of individual and professional accounts. So whether you have a business entity or you are an individual who wants to get started, you can do that today. All you need to become an Amazon seller is an Amazon account and some personal information. To give you a little background of who I am, I used to work at the Amazon warehouse in 2015. Then in 2017, I opened my Amazon seller account as a broke college student working at a gelato shop. Now, I would highly recommend for you to watch the entire video because I have so much insight when it comes to the whole world of Amazon. And I'm just gonna give you a lot of gold nuggets and my experience along the way. So if you are scared to get started, I can go ahead and provide you that safe space and hold your hand through the process. Now, I am making a course for Amazon all for free here on YouTube. So I would be extremely grateful if you subscribed and hit the like button if I end up bringing you any value. And with all of that being said, let's go through the process. Now, I don't want to scare you, but I want to be as transparent as possible. Even though you don't need an LLC to start selling on Amazon, please take the process as serious as possible when you are applying, because if you provide false information to Amazon, you will never be able to sell on Amazon, because Amazon is a customer-centric company and they value transparency and trust between their customers. So if they see that you're not that type of person who values those two things, they will not accept you in their program and you will not be able to sell as an Amazon seller. That's why I'm here to walk you through the process so you can actually become an Amazon seller and not have to worry about them terminating your account. So I'm gonna give you a quick summary of what I'm gonna talk about in this video. I'm gonna be going step by step whether you should open an LLC or become a sole prop, whether you should do an individual or professional account, and we're gonna go through the whole process when it comes to applying to become an Amazon seller. Now I'm gonna take you into my computer so we can go through the process together. Now I will leave the link down below on how you can actually sign up to become an Amazon seller. Now the funny thing about Amazon is they will show you that you can become an Amazon seller by signing up for the $39.99, but they are so sneaky. You have to scroll all the way down to be able to see that you can sign up as an individual seller. Now the reason why they do this is because of course they want to make money from you, so they're going to go ahead and promote you the professional account. Now what is the difference between the professional and the individual? Well, of course, the professional is everything that you need as an Amazon seller. Whether you are going to do FBA or FBM, there's going to be a monthly fee of $39.99. But let me explain why that's an amazing price in the long term, because as an Amazon beginner, you might think, I don't have those $40. I'm trying to build my business. I need that money to buy products. But you are using Amazon's platform. You don't need to market to get customers. You don't need any of that, right? Because you already have the power of that platform. Now, if you decide to go into the professional accounts, I would highly recommend for you to check out the comments down below or the description. I will leave the Jungle Scout link. The reason why I love them so much is because I use them to research products. So if you want to learn more about how to find products that will actually provide you that profit, Jungle Scout actually is one of the greatest softwares out there. They tell you the monthly sales. For example, if you want to sell this Star Wars, they will tell you how many times they have sold, well, an estimate on the Amazon website, right? Which is crucial, especially if you want to know how much you're going to be able to sell, how many you want to send to the warehouse, how many you should order, right? So I will leave the Jungle Scout link down below. Go check it out. So now what is the individual account? So simply the individual account, you're going to pay 99 cents per every item that you send. I'm a little Star Wars fan, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you one of my toys. But let's say that you're gonna be sending only 10 of these Star Wars to the Amazon warehouse, right? So it doesn't make sense for you to pay the $40 or $39.99 when you're only going to be sending 10, right? So it's only going to cost you 99 cents per item. So in reality, you're only going to pay $10 per month to send these products. Now, should you open an individual or a professional now that you understand the math, right? So the one thing that I want you to know is if you are a beginner and you haven't sold anything, you should just do the individual because you're not going to pay anything until you send a product to the warehouse, right? So that is ideal, especially if you don't even really know what you're doing. But I really highly recommend for you to open the account now, even if you don't even know what you're doing, because it's free and you don't have to pay anything monthly with the individual and you already have your account set up. Now, why would I want you to do that? It does take a week or two for you to receive this code that they're going to send you through mail. Let's say that in a month or two, you're ready to actually start selling products, but you have to wait because you didn't go through the process. In my experience, it's so much better to just open an individual account so you can already have the application process out of the way. So if you do decide in the future to start selling, you already have that out of the way. You can be selling hundreds of thousands of products and they're only going to charge you a monthly fee of 40 bucks. That to me is a great deal. It's so cheap. It's like basically less than what you will pay for your cell phone bill. Once you've chosen whether you want to do professional or individual, you're going to go ahead and click sign up, and it's going to take you to this page where you're going to be putting in your email to create a new account. Now, I will say that I did make the huge mistake of putting my personal email, because you will be getting a lot of emails from Amazon, right? That way you're not mixing your personal and business stuff, together. After you plugged in your information, they're going to go ahead and verify that this is you by sending you a verification code to your email. Okay, now we're going to get into the good stuff, and they're going to go ahead and ask you your business and contact address, your mobile and telephone number, your chargeable credit card, and your identification details, right? So I want to go ahead and go through all of this. So right here, it's going to ask you for your business location. This is just the country that you live in. So they're going to give you the option of business type. So they're going to have state-owned business, publicly owned, privately owned, charity, or none. I am an individual, which is what I clicked. And then from there, they're just going to want your information, your first, middle, and last name. After that, you're going to want to go ahead and click agree and continue. Then we're going to go ahead and go into the personal information, and just Amazon is just wanting to know who you are and who they're going to give access to, right? The country of your birth, your identification, whether you want to do a passport or driver license. I did my driver license, and all of that good stuff. Now, they will ask you for your business address. Now, let's say that you are living at your mom's or someone else's address. Just create an account with the postal office, and you can go ahead and have all of your mail go to a specific address. That will actually help your process and the verification, because the postal office does have this system where they do announce this is where people live, you know what I mean? So if you don't have your own property or your own apartment and you're living at someone else's house, just go ahead and go to the postal office. I think it costs like $1 or $2, and then from there all of that will be aligned with your name and your address, so when you do the application process, it'll be smoother. Then they're going to go ahead and ask you for your phone number. After that, and you click next, you're going to go ahead and choose your marketplace. Now, what exactly is your marketplace? Well, Amazon has different locations, right? The United States has one whole ecosystem. So does Canada, so does the UK, so does Mexico, right? Because every country is completely different from everyone else, right? Different rules, different regulations. So if you want to start selling at the United States, you can pick that one. You can actually sell in different marketplaces, but just pick the one that you're more comfortable with. Personally, I would just do the one that you're living at. So if you live in the UK, do UK, understand the market, and then you can go ahead and go into other marketplaces. Now we're going to go into entering your billing information, aka adding a credit card. Now you may be asking why they need a credit card, not a debit card. This is just mainly for safety purposes. So in case you don't pay them, this is if you want to do the individual or the professional account where you have to pay the $39.99 or the 99 cents. Now this will only be charged if you are not selling any products or you're not making any profit. So of course you're gonna go for your credit card, but just know that later in the future, when you are selling products, they will not take anything from your credit card. They're gonna go ahead and just subtract it from your account. So anything that you make, the profits from your Amazon seller account. Okay, so now this is the cool part, which is you're gonna be entering your store information. Now, what can you put for your store name? This is really crucial for you to not put anything that is related to you, right? Unless you have a brand, like for example, if you're Nike, Under Armour, you're gonna want to put that as your store name. But don't ever put your first and last name, because you can actually get looked up. So for example, since I am a YouTuber, I will never put my store name as Jazmin Bautista, because then that's how you're gonna find me, and then you're gonna know what I'm selling, right? So please pick something that is professional. People don't really look at it, but it's just something that, this is where you're going to be called at. So if Amazon looks at your store, they're going to know your store name. This can be your business name as well. But just make sure never to put your first and last name, because people can actually find you that way. Now, the next question they're going to ask you is, do you have a UPC code for all your products? If you are reselling, you most likely will, like 9 out of 10 times. Now, there are those weird products that don't have it, but a UPC code is this barcodes that you scan at the store. So if you are at the self-checkout, or someone is checking you like your product out, they're gonna go ahead and scan this code. Most products have a barcode, and this is basically the UPC code. So you're gonna want to go ahead and click yes, and then they're gonna ask you, are you the manufacturer or brand owner? Now, if you are doing private labeling, you're gonna want to put some of them, right? But personally, I'm not gonna be doing any private labeling, so I'm just gonna click no. And then they're gonna ask you, do you own government registered trademark for the branded products, right? So if you're a private label, you have your own brands, this is something you're gonna wanna click yes. Personally, I'm gonna be reselling, so I'm gonna click no. And that is basically it. They're gonna go ahead and just verify that all of your information that you plugged in is correct. So they're gonna go ahead and say, is this like exactly your address? Because they're gonna send you a postcard with a code. Now, this is just Amazon being, giving that verification that this is who you say you are. Because let's say that you do use someone else's name, and this isn't you. This can actually cause a lot of problems in the future, and you can actually get sued. So Amazon just wants to send you this code so they can verify that you are who you say you are. This may take like 1 or 2 weeks the most. They're very quick, actually. I've heard that they get it in 3 or 5 business days, but don't put your hopes up. There's a lot of things going on, holidays and stuff like that. So once you get this in the mail, they're going to go ahead and tell you step by step on how to apply this code. And then from there, you're basically done, right? Because through this whole process, Amazon is already verifying who you are. They're just going to want to go ahead and, for you to enter that code, and you are basically set. Now, I did say in the beginning of the video that I will talk about whether you should do a sole prop or do an LLC as a beginner, and whether you should open a business account or you should use a checking account. Now, this is just a gold nugget for anyone who watched the entire video. I want to give you this because I know a lot of people click out in the middle of the video, but because you're here, I'm gonna go ahead and provide you my experience and what I've learned through this whole journey. Personally, I opened my account as a sole prop, then later on I opened an LLC. So you can go ahead and do that, but I'm going to tell you why I opened, my account with an LLC later on is because an LLC, the whole purpose of it is to protect your personal assets. Like for example, let's say that you are selling a product on Amazon and someone wants to sue you, or their brand itself wants to go after, your capital in your business. They're gonna go ahead and have access to your house, to your cars, to anything that you own, right? So when it comes to an LLC, your business is apart from your personal. So because you have this LLC, it's protecting you from anyone touching your assets, right? Now, of course, later on, I will make a video about insurance, business insurance, but there's a whole video. You don't really need that in the beginning, especially since you are a beginner. That's later on if you're selling, hundreds of thousands of products. It can get a little carried on and someone might want to sue you, but that's another video. Now, an LLC is just to protect you from someone suing you and going after your personal assets. Now, it may cost between $300, $100 if you do it online. You get a whole year of this protection, and it's gonna be cheaper just to go ahead and re-register it. maybe $100. I believe I'm gonna pay $125 for mine. So just know that it's worth it because it does give you that peace of mind. Your business is apart from your personal assets. So if something does go downhill, you won't have to worry of those interacting together. Now, whether you do a sole prop or a LLC, please, please, please don't mix your personal and your business expenses in the same account. This was one of the huge mistakes I made in the beginning, and it's very tricky, especially if you don't keep the receipts, because you do go to the grocery store, you do pay gas, and then you don't know what is what, and you basically just mess everything up, and then it's so stressful, right? So please, you can always just open a separate checking account just for this. Or if you do get an LLC, just open a business account. Now, I did make a video on the top 5 business cards that you can go ahead and check out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it down here in the description or leave it up here. As someone who just started as an Amazon seller, getting a business credit card is ideal because you can get a lot of those cash back rewards. Now, of course, don't get yourself into debt and only use the money that you have, but always recycle it. Now, with all of that being said, the best thing you can do when you are applying is just be transparent. They're not gonna ask you anything about how much money you make or what your goals are. It's just more of who you are and if they're willing to trust you to become an Amazon seller. If you are transparent and you're applying, with all of that honesty and transparency, you're gonna get accepted. Just know that if you are someone who is, not sure if they should become an Amazon seller or not, just open an individual account. They won't charge you, right? Because you won't get charged until you sell one product to a customer, which is only 99 cents. But like I said, you know the difference between a professional and individual account. And the main difference is just the $39.99. You have to be selling more than 40 products. And if you are a beginner and you have no clue what you're doing, open the individual account. Now, I will say this one thing. A lot of people always tell me, hey, Jazmin, I have this product that I bought. Should I open an Amazon account and sell it? Don't ever buy a product until you get accepted. And I'm gonna tell you why. You are gated. That is just another way of saying you are restricted. You cannot sell Star Wars, you cannot sell Nike, you cannot sell Under Armour, mainly because I believe it was in 2016 when this whole problem happened where people were sending fake brands, like for example, fake Jordans, fake Nike shoes to their customers. So they were having a battle, right? So they only accept Amazon sellers who have been with them for a long time, who have proven that they do have an invoice from that brand or, a wholesaling account. But that's just another video that I'm gonna make for you. But just know, don't buy anything without you getting an Amazon account, scanning the product with the Amazon seller app. Then when you scan it, you will know right there, Amazon will tell you approved, you can sell, or no, you are restricted and you're not allowed to sell it. So please, 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 please don't buy anything to try to sell on Amazon until you know that you can actually sell it on Amazon. Now, hopefully I was able to bring you value. Please comment down below. Let me know what you want to know about, being an Amazon beginner, so I can make a video about that, because if you have that question, other people will most likely have that question. And with all that being said, please don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and most importantly, always remember, be someone that makes you happy.